So off to my talk now. I'm not really much of a slides guy. I'm a red team guy. So red team guys, we like to hack. We hate reporting. This is reporting to me. So here's my deck. Okay. I'll do some hands-on. We'll look at a tool. I just want to tell a story real quick. This was basically a passion project of mine. It was a little bit of a research. Several years ago, a good friend of mine, he was interviewing for Amazon, and there was an interview question, and it was kind of interesting to me. It was turn a string of ASCII into emojis. And he needed to produce a development code, like proof of concept, working code. And I thought in the back of my mind, how would I achieve that if it was myself? And so I just started playing with it. And I kind of set it to the back, just for fun. Some weekends I'd break it out. I was scrolling through old projects, those stale things. Should I delete it? I don't know. I then started doing other research and saw other examples of emoji encoding. I thought it was kind of interesting. There's a project called Emoji Coding 2.0. There's Emoji, Emoji Co. And there's a few kind of basic options for turning ASCII text strings into emojis. It's kind of cute. You'll have hello, and it looks like smiley face and such. And doesn't seem like it has any real world-like use case other than funsies. And so again, I set it aside. Let it go. And this January, I was at ShmooCon. I was talking to another good friend, and they kind of got excited about the concept of higher base value emoji encoding schemas. It's like base 1024, being able to take longer ASCII strings and put them into smaller widths. Sorry, let me take my breath. Um, that kind of lit a fire in me. And I said, okay, someone else was interested. They thought this was kind of neat. So I said, when I went back home after that conference, what else can I do with this? And I was playing around. Everyone knows AI and vibe coding. So I started vibe coding, played around with Claude, and I was playing with it. And it struck me. I said, you know what? I haven't seen anyone turning binary files into emojis, encoding it from a file and having a long string of emojis representing everything from all the bits. So that's where this whole talk then goes to. I'm going to walk through a tool, Emoji Chef. It's a Python codec that you can use and integrate into pretty much any service and have your own custom encoding along with the services encryption on top. I'll put some maybe notes at the end, but I have a quick blog post going a little more detail to it and resources. There's also a repo. So to kick it off, we'll go to the repo. You know what? Let's actually back it up before we even dive into it. Let's look at some other examples that are kind of interesting. It was during my research, and I think it leads into and gives a better understanding of this. So prior examples. I'm sorry, I can't see my screen. My backlight's not working. And so this is one example. Keith Turner, he had two versions, and it's the same principle. It's take strings, turn it into emojis. This is using one base. This is base 64. So building upon all these projects is I wanted to take a little bit pieces, improve, and see what I could do with it. This is the basic premise. You can do encode string, and it'll output string, simple enough. Simple features like compression, and also options to change schemas, base 64, 128, etc. Again, with the files, this was where I found it most interesting. So we can do it ourselves. It gives you the options. And let's say we want to do a basic encode. We can just put specify a recipe, and I'll cover the recipes after this. Recipes are basically like the different schema options. So simple enough. Encode, quick, and can everybody see the screen and font? Good enough. Fantastic. Encode, quick, hello hack space, output string, and you can do the same thing in reverse. So I can take that string, I can do a quick decode, and you do have to specify the schema used. You get a sneak peek of some fun things there. And we see the decoded string is hello hack space back. With files, it's just as simple. So if I take a pre-configured JPEG like this, let me scroll down, let me clear it. In this, I'm using the recipe of gourmet. This is 1024 base emoji. I'm using zlib compression. I'm going to input a test file of a JPEG. Happens pretty quickly. Then for decoding, we can do the same process back. We do have to specify again, decode with the recipe type and compression. Just make sure I have everything correct. And we can see our new file here was created and decodes the file correctly.
What does the encoded file look like?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Cool. Thanks. Changing my reference. Yeah.
The tool offers batch file processing, so you can work through an entire folder. You have many use cases if you get creative with it. Encode your logs, encode your quick public SSH, a couple of different cute uses. As I was playing with this more, as I said, it was vibe coding. So I really started beating my head. I wanted one key thing. I wanted to be able to talk to LLMs in my requests with emojis and have them respond back with emojis. That was my goal. So I continued on in that kind of process. I had a lot of failures through the months after beating my head. I wrote this and it was working. I released it on GitHub, shared it with my friends, got their feedback, and it continued my drive and motivation. I put it through several different models, Claude, Gemini. A lot of times I would get decoding that was hallucination. It was just a bunch of strings that acted like it did something, but the strings meant nothing. And it was very, very frustrating. I added my Python class, my codec, to the knowledge base of the projects to try to make it understand, and it would shoot back just hallucinations, and it was very, very frustrating. So I took a sidestep from there, and I had figured, okay, well, I created this codec. Now let's get creative with it, and I have a Signal CLI integration. I have a Metasploit integration, and your mind can go from there. It really, in my mind, encapsulates the best practices of secure message and body transmission, custom unique encoding with proper encryption over the top. Encoding is not encryption. Keep that in mind always. So even though it looks like something we can't decipher, you saw how simple it was to decode. So I kept beating my head, beating my head. I was doing these fun little integrations, things like that. And as we know, the world of LLMs are improving very, very rapidly. This week, I started noticing progress in it. This morning, I was able to do my first full request and response with peer emojis. Request and response. The way I did this, Claude added a new option just, I think it was maybe a month ago. You can now add the entire folder and point to the live GitHub repo, your main or master branch, and it can synchronize files continuously, and you can choose which you want to work with your project at that point, instead of uploading the files. And it seems to have a much better ability to understand the code that you're giving it by just using the repo instead of uploading files themselves individually. First simple prompt, after I loaded the repo into the project and synchronized, I asked it simply, hey, the repo's been updated. Can you use it, the knowledge? Let's communicate using a specific recipe. So the base 64 is what the quick recipe is. And let's encode the following string. Hello, HackSpaceCon 2025. It gave me back, be happy to encode. And I got so happy. This was the first time I saw it understanding what I was doing. So under the hood, it is just using a starting point, the Unicode map, and then choosing 64 bits. You also have to choose how many bytes are used, and here bits, 6 bits per emoji, and that's how the representation is calculated. And it explains also maybe we should, for better communication, we should use Gourmet, which I thought was fascinating. It encoded my string, and I was like, this is awesome because it was the first time that it was successful in being able to encode a string and use the codec. Um, where my terminal go? HackSpaceCon 2025. So very nice. First step. So thank you. I want to use this codec for communicating going forward. Next, and then I told it to do something. It gave me a response. This response, I was excited at first. I accidentally pasted the JPEG. Failure. And I was upset again. I said, so close. But then I thought, okay, well, it was able to understand. It can encode and it can decode my message, but it has a problem talking back. So, like most vibe coding, I just said, hey, that didn't work. And it's interesting because if we view the analysis, that's basically what this block of text is. My first successful request to the LLM. And it's interesting because you can break down exactly how it's doing it. It provides the JavaScript. It starts with the base size. Again, the quick is 64. So base 64 chooses the starting code. Bits per chunk, 6 bits per emoji. Creates the reverse map. And then creates the array. It provided this response. And it responded back, I understand the assignment. Let me create an improved proposal for Emoji Chef 3.0 that focuses on efficiency and security features while maintaining the fun interface. I stopped. Haven't communicated with the LLM since then. We're going to do so now. So what should we say next to Claude? Anybody have an idea?
Maybe ask what the proposal is.
Fantastic.
Also, make sure to thumbs up all the ones that works. They know to add train data.
Perfect. Yes. Oh. Who offered that? Hold on. Actually, even better than that. I'll get it for you after.
Yeah.
Fantastic idea. So let's do that. Oh, come on. It's this battle always. Which way is going to be faster with playing with these emojis? And oh, come on. And you know what? Let's get fancy. I'll use a gourmet too instead of the quick. Uh, fan. Uh, yeah. I'm sorry. I got so used to typing snack space con, hack space con. All right. Oh, what did I do wrong? Didn't like the comma. Oh, Interesting. Where'd it go? Oh, it just broke completely. Funny quick story as I was putting this talk proposal in, it broke the Hack SpaceCon registration portal for the speakers because I used emoji in the title. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That's perfect. I don't care. Okay, let's get our string. Perfect. Thanks.
So, yeah.
Additional parts of my research uh, uncovered what everybody's thinking already in the room. So, what about shellcode? I wanted to look at previous examples again first and give credit to prior project that encoded emojis and used a similar process. There's two different ones. This is not the first one I wanted. Takes a second to load, I think. Risk-based emoji shellcode.
How does the tree look on that file? Do you know?
Oh, I do not know. Unfortunately, this has been again a side little fun project, and I do have a day to day, and I have to try to allot my time. I don't want it to completely absorb me more than it already has. Uh, I feel like I wake and then dream of long emoji strings constantly. Honestly, this is about the end of my presentation, unless we want to play with Claude about a bit more. I really do thank everyone for joining both this and Snack SpaceCon. It really means a lot to me, and thank you for the support.